Hello, YouTube. This is Intuitive Retta. I'm here to do a reading on Salvadore Ramos, and we all know he's the young gentleman, disturbed gentleman, that I don't want to get the YouTube algorithms that did harm to all those children in Texas. So I just want to look. He is the hermit and the moon. So he already has psychological problems. He's someone who isolates himself. The hermit and the moon is, it can go a couple of ways. The hermit and the moon, a lot of like actors and comedians are hermits in the moon, especially comedians, comedic actors are hermit in the moon, because nobody knows the pain that they're going through if you would see them on the outside. Or they can go the other way where they can be very, very, depressed and, mental illness and stuff like that. So this year for him was the hermit in the moon. So he was already in a messed up spot, and then the energy this year doubled it. So he was double isolating himself. He was double maybe having mental afflictions, stuff like that. So I want to see the day before, where was his energy the day before? Salvadore. Okay. The day before, what was going on with him the day before the incident? Attainment. He was trying to attain something. Because I'm trying to understand, Salvador, he wasn't a citizen. How did he, as a non-citizen, able to purchase all those weapons and stuff? They're saying he wasn't a U.S. citizen. So how was he able to, I may be mistaken, but everything I read that says he wasn't a U.S. citizen. How was he able to obtain that? I've noticed, like here in New York and stuff, that these Democrats are passing laws that illegals can get ID and open bank accounts and stuff like that. I wonder if that happened down there where, he's able to get, ID, bank accounts, and so forth. He was working a regular job. So, I have to look more into it, but it said he wasn't a citizen. Okay, so the day before he was thinking about attaining something. Attainment. Okay. The day before, what was going on with him? He was very young, immature. He was very young and immature emotionally. He was a young, immature, emotionally young man. What was going on with his father? This could be his father, or this could be actually his employee, like his job. But what was going on? For me, I'm trying to figure out what was going on with his father. Was his father involved with him? Because maybe that's what's made him emotionally immature and unbalanced. Underneath that all was love. So in a relationship, was this a relationship that he had that kind of set him off the day before? Or was this the relationship with his father? He did have, in the past year, he did have a relationship. He was angry, but it looks like he did have a relationship with another young male in the past. Maybe the past year there was. But the relationship was very aggressive. The moon. He had a lot of psychological issues. But also things were going on in his sleep state. I don't know if he was dreaming about things or if he was... Something was going on when he was sleeping. He was he was affected also by the moon. Um, he wasn't strong enough to overcome his emotional issues. He didn't have the strength to overcome his emotional issues. This is the day before. He wasn't sleeping. He had many different things going on in his head. He would have been perfect for like MK Ultra. It could have been an MK Ultra thing or something that was coming in his sleep. He was hearing things in his sleep or feeling like he was directed in his dreams or whatever. He wasn't sleeping. You know, I think he had many racing thoughts, a lot of flighty decisions, very much anxiety. He was hearing things. Look at this. I don't know if it was him that was providing, if he was into the occult or if someone was using him in the occult, or if he was somehow into the occult. I think he thought that, remember how I said the energies that happened? The energies, weirdly enough, he thought that this would, I don't know what he was doing when he was asleep, but this was going to give him like the promised land. Like the thoughts and stuff that these sacrifices or whatever was going to get him into a better place. And also children to him represented happiness. He was not in a good spot. Looks like relationships was a big issue. The day before was attaining something. What was he trying to obtain? I don't know. So let's see the day of. Okay, I want to see what affected him leading up. Why? What was affecting him leading up to what happened? Sex. Remember that relationship that he had with some young man. I'm worried that he was into the esoteric or the mystics or whatever. Was he into some like bruja or something like that? Also, something was going on sexually. I always tell people, some people are affected sexually when the energies converge. You can depending on if you're the receiver, the giver, something's left behind. So you got to be careful who you have sex with. I wonder if he was sexually abused as a kid. I'm not sure, but this transcended from when he was little on. So he always felt invisible. He wanted to remain small. Maybe he was abused in some way. He was kind of messed up in regards to sex. This young man, the relationship with this father, so forth. So the day of, why did things happen the way they did? The day of. Because he started with his grandmother. What was going on with him the day of when he committed all this craziness? It was all based on emotions, but something else came into play that day. I think he was barely holding on, and you know how you're barely holding on and one more thing? What crossed him? He wanted to die. He wanted to die. Also, he wanted to rebirth. He wanted the end of one thing and turn into something else. He felt like he was like imprisoned in his body and he wanted to escape. Was he like suicidal? Yeah, I think he was, but also I'm still thinking, remember, this is another picture of someone sleeping. There's like a shadowy self. I'm wondering whether it's real or not. To him it was, whether or not he was hearing something. Like he was hearing something. So it could be he was hearing something when he was sleeping. Someone had control over his thoughts, whether it was a psychiatric issue like schizophrenia, or if it was like an MK Ultra type of thing where frequencies or something was brought into his brain. But he wanted to escape. Underneath all of this, the relationships, the love, that sex, that really messed him up. That sexual relationship within that year. I don't know if he was sexually abused in the past, but I know he did have a sexual relationship, and the guy was kind of abusive. He got some money too within in the last year. Money, he was getting money. Where was he getting money from? I don't know, but in the last year he was getting money. So we're trying to understand where he was getting the money for this. He got deep into it. He was getting further and further into his own isolation, into his own like depression. He was getting deeper and deeper. Him and an older woman, it could be his mother, her words were very vicious. The day of, her words were vicious. She used her words as a weapon. Also, in his sleep, he was dreaming about this. He was hearing it. He was seeing it. He was dreaming. Or he was getting some type of, download when he was sleeping to do this. I don't know if this was his father. I'm seeing, did his father have another family? Did his father have other kids? I'm also seeing, he wasn't strong enough. I don't know if he was sexually abused when he was young, or if he wanted to be a woman, but he was very, active in that way. Let's see. Okay. Where did he get the money from to do this? Where did he get the money from to buy all this? Where did he get the money from? Party and sex. Was he escorting or stuff like that? Was he escorting? I'm seeing he got it from maybe sex, sexual relationships, partying. Could be this young guy he had a relationship with sexually, but I'm seeing in a relationship, love, sexual aggressive energy from him or another young man. I'm seeing celebration, alcohol drinking, stuff like that. Was he out? Was he selling himself or something? I know he had a regular job. Okay, why did he go to the school? Why did he go to the school? Why did he go to the school? He was in fear. He was in fear. He was in fear. He had some fear. Also, what was going on with his when he was in fear, but also required nurturing. I don't know if he went to a school because of children and somehow why did he go? He wanted to die. He also wanted to create death. That's why he went to the school, but he wanted death of innocence, of innocence. It had to do with love or relationships. And his depression, he was drinking a lot. His depression, his end of maybe a relationship. And he just wanted to die. He wanted to die. And he wanted to bring people, he wanted to leave destruction amongst his death. He wanted to leave destruction amongst his death. Remember, it was the High Priestess month. last month, and you see the high priestess came out in there, and so that's telling me something beyond was just going on besides his depression. Something was going on in his mind when he was sleeping. I don't know if he was getting downloaded when he was sleeping, or if he was hearing things, or if whatever. Why did he hurt his grandmother? What was going on for him to attack his grandmother? He felt she was obstructing him, and there's a strange, either something, his sexuality, he felt that she was obstructing him in some way. Maybe she was stopping him from doing what he wanted to do, or for leaving, whatever, but there's something strange in regards to sexuality. Maybe she didn't agree with his sexuality. Maybe there was a problem with his sexuality. Maybe he blamed her for his sexuality. Something like that. Many things are attributed to how he did what he did with his grandma. It was many things attributed to it. Also, many family members attributed to it. Also, his love. He was angry. Love, relationships. Why he did it to his grandmother. He was very, very angry, and he struck out. He struck out against her. What was going on with his... Was he a transgender or something like that? What was going on with his sexuality? I think he was abused by a woman, actually. I think he was sexually abused by a woman. I think he was very, very depressed. I think he was using drugs or maybe alcohol, and he just wanted to end it. Is there any MK Ultra in regards to him? Was he programmed to do this at this time? Let's see. He was angry. He was lashing up. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't strong enough as a kid. He wanted to go out, and like he wanted to be, when he went out, he wanted to be like he wanted to be like illuminated on when all the death and destruction that he caused. The sex that he was having, the lovers, whatever, made him even go further into his depression, and he lashed out. He didn't have strength to kind of overcome everything that happened to him when he was a child and stuff like that. He also seen children as like a bright light. He also wanted it to be like televised, all eyes on him, in his death, all the destruction and stuff that he caused. Did he have a mental illness, or did he have an entity? What was going on with his religion? So it had to do with relationships. Did he have an entity? It was just like whatever relationship he was in the past made him lash out. And did he have a mental illness? It has to do with like physical, and what kind of religious was he? What is this religion? Or he just wanted to die. He just wanted to die. was mental, but this is all physical. So I'm not seeing that it was that much of a mental type of, it was a physical thing that caused him. So it wasn't so much mental, it was physical. Something physical that was directing him. Did he feel like something was telling him to do this? I'm trying to see. To do what he did. He was drinking. Yeah, he felt that there was something telling him to do what he did. When he was in such a depression, he was easily manipulated by someone of power. Something of power within his family, within his whatever. Something was manipulating him to do this, and it happened more when he was drinking. I don't know if he was into the occult or if it was the Bible or religion that kind of directed him, but there was a higher thing that he felt that was directing him in order to achieve happiness and this and that. Something he felt was directing him, and it really affected him. Either when he was drinking, he was very emotional. I don't know what kind of drugs he was doing, but that I see a lot of sex around him and stuff like that. I wonder if he was escorted. Did his mental thing in regards to transgenderism did that even a play? Because I'm hearing that. What was going on with his father and his father's family? And his father's family, obtaining money, wealth, family, this and that was causing him more mental illness, more anxiety. He was listening to the I always say the snake, the temptation. He was listening to something, temptation. Things were coming into his ear when he was sleeping. I don't know if it was dreams or if it was TV or what. Or he was hearing things when he was sleeping. But what was going on with his father and the money and his job and his family? How did this come at the same time as all the other things are coming? Was it was this somehow coordinated to do this for gun control? It was give and take. Someone got money or thing. Who is the sexual partner that he had, or someone he was sexual with? He was very angry. He was stuck, and someone kind of pushed him more. Someone kind of pushed him more into it. And also, I'm thinking about something pushed him to do this that month. Money was given, taken. Someone gave him money. Give and take. Was this about gun control for someone putting something in his past? Judgment. Public opinion. This was for public opinion. Remember, this was for public opinion. This was going on from way beyond. Since he was child, he was raised to do this. Weirdly enough, I'm seeing that from his child, he was raised to do this. This is from childhood. He was kind of directed to do this. Directed to do this. A lot of for public opinion. Let's see. I'm trying to think of. Are we going to hear more about what happened? Because I'm trying to understand more about how he got. Are we going to hear more about things? A lot of things attribute to the deaths. A lot of things. A lot of things contributed. But people want to paint a picture. It's like they want to use this. They want to use this thing to paint a new narrative or a new direction. This is the Empress month. So it was caused death to do something for this month. This is the Empress month. Remember, I've been talking about it. So this was kind of, someone is now directing what to do with this. Let's see. About his mother. I just want to see his mother after what's going on with her. She's kind of overwhelmed. She has so many things going on. She can't focus on anything. Her whole life is like crumbled. It's like so many things are going on in her mind. She can't focus on anything. Like everything is like destroyed. But why is she at the end of it? Like there's this thing of celebration. Does she have an alcohol issue? Does she have an alcohol issue? But she was like getting everything that she wanted in the last year. What was her sex? Why is sex coming out in regards to the mother, her lovers, her sexual partners, her choices? Alcohol. Her mother. Religious. Walking away from religion. From walking away. Seeing on her mind was her pregnancy, the sexual relationship to get to that pregnancy, to make her a mother. Does he have any brothers or sisters? I'm seeing also the man was whoever this man was very abusive, sexually aggressive, stuff like that. What does she think about her son, what her son did? She's feeling that that things are being narrated now, but I'm seeing this depression in regards to the woman. I'm thinking this might be the grandmother, and then the family, and the grandmother and the family. But there's not this like a lot of playing one way and wearing a mask and actually like a devil, very deceiving, stuff like that, and painting a picture. Did she know that this was coming? Did she know that what her son... I gotta get done. Did she know what her son was capable of? Oh, hold on. Did she know what her son... I'm seeing a lot of... I wonder if there was a... I don't know. Did she know what her son was capable of? Yeah. She did know. But it was like a chemistry to make him become the way he was. Like things coming together to make him the way he was. And it has to do with lots of sex and choices. What the hell? Look at this. Was the mother... What was sexual abuse and sexuality? What was all this sex? And it came up twice. The two lovers card came up twice. It was like... whatever was going on was a recipe for him to come to the way he was. He was imbalanced. There was a lot of burdens going on. She feels the spotlight. She didn't see all the signs. But there was a lot of things that contribute to who he was and why he became the way. He was imbalanced emotionally. They had a rough life. You know, it was constantly burdens and trouble trying to get him up the hill. A lot of burdens. there was a lot of things hidden. Even his mother has a shadow aspect. She plays one aspect, but behind closed door, there's another thing, and there's a transformation going on. It's hard for me to. I'm trying to understand this guy. I think I'm more confused. So anybody else has any questions or comments below? Let me know what you think. Talk to you guys later. Bye.